Hey, fellas of the fellowship, it's me again because I realized I just forgot to mention a few things, and instead of just starting all over again, I'm just adding this little video. So, okay, in my notes, one thing I forgot to mention is another uh, book that we also have used in the past, and 10 things every Christian should know. Stöckli-Eidenbenz đọc podcast đài Clipboy shortត្រូវដឹង. We have used this in a little bit. Well, after someone did it, the whole book through, he said his feedback was it tends a bit to be, it could tend a bit to be a little bit legalistic, and because Khmer people are prone to legalism anyway, because that's where they come from, Buddhism. We should be careful with that. And then Sabrina will tell you that she has adapted it, or she has just taken a few points and used it in her own way, which was working really well. Okay, 10 things every Christian should know. Then another book, I haven't got it with me, but Sabrina will bring it, is a book about Matthew. I think it's called something with Preriet, the kingdom. Actually 2 volumes. So that already said, it's a lot. It's similar to Grehmor, the firm foundation. So it's very thorough, but it's only about the book of Matthew. And we have already done that in the past, had good experiences, if people really like to study and go deep. And something else I forgot to mention is that, of course, you also do a lot of discipleship if you have the privilege to prepare sermons with someone. So training someone up to prepare a sermon. That was a great opportunity, or is, for discipleship, because with every sermon you not just go through the Bible very thoroughly, but you also, that's what every sermon should be, you have these points where you ask each other, so how do we get that into practice? How is that adaptable? And so we have these really good discussions, always about the preacher's own life. And if you have ever prepared a sermon, you know it's actually the one who benefits most is the one who prepares it, who is preaching it afterwards. And usually you prepare much more than you preach. So this is also a good way. Downside is only the privileged ones who really can prepare a sermon, who will preach later on, can do that. So it's only for a few. You don't do this in big groups probably. And then generally what I wanted to say was that about the pros and cons about all these concepts and materials, I think it depends a lot how much people are used to a school setting. And this could depend on their experiences, what grade of school do they have, and sometimes it's also age. So sometimes you have young people and they're students and they're very eager to learn, so they like that. They like to go through these books, and they read, they soak it all up, and they prepare beforehand, and they're very diligent in it, and that's great. And then they can say, now we've done the Gruen, and now we go to the next one, which can also be a downside, that they think, now we've done it, get a certificate, which is great, but they can kind of lean back in a way and say, well, okay, I've come to this level and don't have to do anything more. And that's a trap, because we should be life learning. It should be lifelong, ongoing learning, what we do. But if people like the school setting, that's, all these books are great. But some people don't like that. Some people had bad experiences, and maybe even a little bit older folks, for them school is further, like it was a long time ago, and they don't really remember, and they're just not feeling comfortable being in this setting with a teacher and he's asking them questions, and you read the book together, and then they might be ashamed. They think the others realize that I'm not so fast, not such a good reader, I'm not so clever, and also they are more exposed, and in this shame, honor culture, you know, that's very important. So people might just drop out because of that. And in Stöckli-Eidenbenz, also in the provinces, you have illiterate people. That's not an exception. So you cannot do books with people like that. You need to use the other methods, like the Kenny method that I told you, where people can just sit and listen, or the method I'm using with always the same questions, because you other people, of course, they read it so many times and then summarize it together, and also that takes quite a while. After that step, the literate people, they remember because they're trained to listen and remember. So and that's okay. Yeah, so that's all that I wanted to add, and now I leave you to whatever comes next. I think it's with Sabrina, and she will share some case studies, some cases that of real life cases. Okay, thanks. Have fun. Bless you.